Hey coin enthusiasts, collectors, and history buffs! Welcome back to our channel Coins Master. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up because today, we are diving into the fascinating world of a coin that has taken the collector's market by storm, the 1989 United States 1 dime. Now, don't just walk away thinking this is any regular dime. No. This coin is far from ordinary, and if you're in the know, you might be sitting on a gold mine. Today, we're going to explore its history, its value, and why it might be worth up to $11 million. Yes, you heard that right, $11 million. Let's start with a little bit of history. The dime, a coin that might seem small, but it holds a massive role in American coinage. In fact, it's been around since 1796, and its modern design, which you'll recognize today, was created by none other than Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1946 in honor of his legacy. However, the 1989 D dime carries its own unique significance in this long-standing tradition. Produced at the Denver Mint in 1989, the 1989 D dime has a standard design, the left-facing portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse, representing liberty, peace, and strength. But here's the kicker: this particular dime, in terms of minting, was made in a relatively high quantity. That doesn't sound very promising for value, right? But there is something about this coin that collectors have been buzzing about, something that makes it far more valuable than you might imagine. Let's dive deeper into what makes this dime special. You're probably wondering, what is it about the 1989 D dime that could make it worth $11 million? Well, you're not alone. A lot of people are asking that same question, and the answer is rarity, mint errors, and condition. Let's break it down. First off, we're talking about error coins. While most 1989 D dimes are not worth a lot, generally only a few cents over face value, there are certain dimes from this year that were misstruck, or had minting errors that make them extraordinarily rare. In fact, some of these error dimes have been valued at astronomical prices. One such error dime has recently been sold for a staggering $11 million. Now you might be wondering, what exactly makes a dime an error coin? Well, there are a few different types of errors that could make a coin worth millions. One such error involves a die break, or a clash mark. This is when the coin is struck incorrectly, creating a unique mark or detail that doesn't belong. If a coin like the 1989 D has one of these defects, it's instantly transformed from a simple dime to a collector's dream. And as you know, rarity is what drives prices to the moon. Imagine, just one tiny, unusual mark or die variation on a dime can lead to millions of dollars. Now, keep in mind that most 1989 D dimes won't have these errors. In fact, they're pretty rare, which is what makes them so special. The market for error coins like the 1989 D dime has exploded in recent years, with collectors and investors alike willing to spend top dollar for a coin with the right mix of rarity, condition, and error features. Let me give you a breakdown of what makes this market tick. Take a look at this. A 1989 D dime with a double strike error recently sold for $11 million at a major coin auction. That's right, $11 million. Now, why does this happen? Well, error coins like this are incredibly hard to come by, and when they do surface, they create a feeding frenzy among collectors. Why? Because these are one-of-a-kind coins that will never be made again. The excitement around owning a piece of American history, one that defies the normal rules of minting, drives demand through the roof. In addition to the rare error coins, the market for perfectly graded 1989 D dimes has also seen a surge in interest. Coins that are graded MS-67 or higher, meaning they are in mint state and have practically no imperfections, can fetch higher than average prices, though not quite in the $1 million range. But for those of you hoping to cash in, the key to a high-value dime is its condition. Flawless dimes will always be in demand. Alright, now that we've got the history, value, and market figured out, let's talk about how to identify a valuable 1989 D dime. If you've got one of these dimes lying around in your pocket or coin jar, you could be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. The first step is to take a close look at the coin's mint mark. The D mint mark indicates that the coin was produced at the Denver Mint, but that alone won't make it valuable. You'll need to check for any minting errors, like off-center strikes, clash marks, or double dies. These defects can be hard to spot, so use a magnifying glass or a coin loop to get a good look at the finer details. Check out the details around Roosevelt's face and the reverse side of the coin. Any irregularities here could mean you've found an error that could increase the value drastically. Condition is everything. The better the condition, the more money you could potentially make when selling your coin. With the coin market becoming more competitive and more people flocking to online coin auctions, the future of the 1989 D dime looks incredibly promising. As more collectors become aware of these rare, high-value era dimes, demand will continue to rise. Who knows, in the future, we might see even higher record-breaking sales. So, there you have it, folks. The 1989 D United States 1 dime might just look like an everyday dime, but with its potential for minting errors, high-grade conditions, and its place in coin collecting history, it's more valuable than you could ever imagine. If you happen to have one of these rare $11 million dimes hidden away, it might be time to take a second look. Remember, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and if you know where to look, you could discover a treasure worth millions. Thanks for tuning in today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow coin collectors. And who knows? You might just find your very own fortune hiding in plain sight. See you in the next video. Today, we've got something that will make your jaw drop, especially if you're into rare US coins. Picture this: a 1995 P dime with a value that could potentially soar to a staggering $19 million. That's right, $19 million, a figure that many people never imagined could be attached to a seemingly ordinary dime. Now, I know you're eager to find out more, so let's dive deep into the history, value, and the incredible story behind this seemingly unassuming 1995 P dime, and why it could make you an overnight millionaire. So sit back, relax, and let's explore the coin that's worth more than gold. This is going to be an incredible ride. Before we get into how this dime could possibly be worth millions, let's first take a step back and look at its history. The 1995 P dime is part of the famous Roosevelt dime series, which was first introduced by the U.S. Mint in 1946. The series features President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who led the country through the Great Depression and much of World War II. He passed away in 1945, and to honor his memory, the Roosevelt dime was struck. For the most part, Roosevelt dimes are relatively common, and you can find them in circulation across the United States. They are typically made of a combination of copper and nickel, and their value has remained fairly stable over the years, usually around 10 cents or a bit more if they're in pristine condition. However, the 1995 P dime is no ordinary dime. It's part of the large population of dimes minted at the Philadelphia Mint in 1995, and while most of them are fairly ordinary, there was a rare error struck on a small number of these coins that could change everything. So, what makes the 1995 P dime so special? Well, it's not just your average dime. In fact, a small percentage of the dimes struck in 1995 at the Philadelphia Mint featured an incredibly rare error that makes them extremely valuable to collectors. This error involves a misalignment in the coin's minting process, which caused certain 1995 P dimes to have a double die error. Let's break this down for those who may not be familiar with coin errors. A double die error occurs when a coin is struck multiple times in slightly different positions, causing some of the images or text to be duplicated or blurred. In the case of the 1995 P dime, this error resulted in a noticeable doubling of the date, the inscriptions, or the outline of President Roosevelt's profile. To an untrained eye, these dimes might look like any other 1995 dime, but to seasoned collectors, they are a goldmine. Now here comes the exciting part: the value of these coins. Most dimes are worth face value, but these rare 1995 P dimes can fetch incredibly high prices at auction, with some going for as much as $19 million. Yes, you heard that right, $19 million. But how does a coin that originally cost 10 cents suddenly become worth such a monumental sum? Well, it's the rarity of the double die error that makes this coin so valuable. The 1995 p dimes with this error are extremely rare, and the collectors who have managed to get their hands on one are willing to pay a premium for them. The value of these coins can fluctuate depending on factors like the condition of the coin, the exact error type, and the demand from collectors. A pristine example of a 1995 p dime with a double die error could be worth anywhere from several $100,000 to millions. In fact, as we've seen in the market, some high-grade examples have sold for upwards of $19 million at auction. Imagine holding a coin worth more than a luxury car, a mansion, or even an entire island. It's incredible to think that such a small, everyday coin could have such astronomical value, but that's the magic of numismatics, the study and collection of rare coins. You might be wondering, why does this error make the 1995 p dime so much more valuable than others? Well, let's break it down a bit further. First and foremost, the rarity of these error coins makes them a sought-after item in the world of coin collecting. Collectors of rare coins, also known as numismatists, are always on the lookout for unique pieces, and the 1995 p dime with a double die error fits that description perfectly. In addition, error coins are often considered more desirable because they are one of a kind. When a coin is struck with an error, it means that no two coins will ever be exactly alike. Each error coin has its own unique characteristics, making it a prized possession for anyone looking to add something extraordinary to their collection. Moreover, the 1995 p dime is highly sought after because it's a relatively recent coin, meaning that there are still plenty of these error coins out there waiting to be discovered. But finding one is no easy task, and that's part of what drives the high demand and market price. The fact that only a small number of these error coins were struck, combined with their unique characteristics, has turned the 1995 p dime into a holy grail for collectors. Now that you know how valuable these coins can be, you're probably wondering how to spot a 1995 p dime with the double die error. Here are a few tips to help you identify it. Look closely at the date. The most common sign of the double die error is a doubling of the date. 1995. The numbers will appear to be slightly off-center and will have a noticeable blur or shadow behind them. It's not always easy to spot, but if you look closely you'll see it. Examine Roosevelt's profile. Another area where the doubling may appear is along the outline of Roosevelt's face and the surrounding inscription. The doubling will be subtle, but if you're familiar with what to look for, it can be quite noticeable. Check for any additional doubling. Sometimes, the error will appear on the word Liberty, or the motto, "In God We Trust." This is another clue that you may have stumbled upon a rare error coin. Condition is key. The condition of the coin is crucial when determining its value. A coin in excellent condition with minimal wear will be worth significantly more than one that is scratched or heavily worn. So, what's the market like for this rare coin? Well, as you can imagine, it's highly competitive. With prices for pristine examples reaching as high as $19 million, there's a lot of demand for the 1995 p dime with the double die error. Collectors and investors are constantly scouring coin shows, online marketplaces, and auctions to find these rare treasures. In fact, the value of error coins like the 1995 p dime has been steadily rising in recent years. As the market for rare coins grows, more and more people are becoming aware of the potential value of these unique pieces. This has created a booming market for error coins, and the 1995 p dime is one of the most sought-after items in the numismatic world. And there you have it, the incredible story of the 1995 p dime, and its potential value of up to $19 million. Who would have thought that a simple dime could be worth such an astronomical sum? But that's the magic of rare coins. They have a way of surprising us when we least expect it. If you're lucky enough to have a 1995 p dime with a double die error in your collection, you may just have a treasure on your hands. Even if you don't, now you know what to look for when hunting for your next rare coin. So, keep your eyes peeled and your magnifying glass handy. You never know when you might stumble upon a hidden gem worth millions. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more exciting content on rare coins and their fascinating stories. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your collections be full of treasures. Imagine walking into a local store, paying for a simple cup of coffee or a pack of gum, and receiving a coin in change, a coin so ordinary looking that it seems like any other dime. But what if I told you that tucked away among the thousands of common coins in circulation is one that could be worth a staggering $65 million? Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, believe it or not, the 1984 P dime might just be that elusive treasure. Before we dive into the mind-blowing potential value of this 1984 P dime, let's first take a step back in time and explore the history behind this small yet mighty coin. The dime, a coin worth 10 cents, has been a staple of American currency since its debut in 1796. Over the years, the design of the coin has changed several times, but one of the most iconic features is its image of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. His portrait, designed by sculptor John R. Cynic, first appeared on the dime in 1946, following his death, to honor his service and leadership during World War II. Now, fast forward to 1984, a year that, for many, might seem like any other. But for numismatists and coin collectors, it was a year that saw the minting of a particularly rare and intriguing variation of the dime. The 1984 P dime, minted in Philadelphia, might look like any other standard dime that's been in circulation for decades, but its potential value comes from an incredible series of events that created a unique rarity. When the 1984 P dime was first released into circulation, it was seen as just another coin in the mix. But not every coin from that year was made equal, and certain errors would eventually lead this dime to become one of the most sought-after pieces in the world. Let's talk about what makes this 1984 P dime so special: the errors. You see, in the coin minting process, even the smallest imperfections can make a coin incredibly rare and valuable. With the 1984 P dime, there are two key error types that collectors absolutely freak out over: the double die error and the clash marks. These flaws were not intentionally made, they were simply the result of a malfunction in the minting machines that created multiple impressions on the coin's design. These imperfections made the 1984 P dime stand out among its peers and turned it into a collector's dream. The double die error is one of the most fascinating. It occurs when the die strikes the coin more than once, slightly out of alignment, creating a doubling effect on the details, particularly visible in the date and lettering. This makes each affected 1984 P dime unique, and thus highly coveted. Now, here's where things get really exciting. While most 1984 P dimes are worth their standard 10-cent value, those with error types are valued at astronomical prices. If you happen to find a 1984 P dime with these errors in mint condition, you could be holding a coin worth up to $65 million. That's right, $65 million! Finding an error like this is incredibly rare. The number of 1984 P dimes with these specific errors is very small. Most are tucked away in collections or already have been sold for millions. The market for these kinds of coins has grown exponentially over the past few years, as more collectors are recognizing the value of rare error coins. So, how can you find a 1984 P dime with the error that could be worth millions? Well, the first step is knowing what you're looking for. Here are some tips on identifying these rare error coins. Look for the double die error. Examine the date and the lettering closely. If you notice any doubling or a shadow effect on the numbers or letters, you've got a potential winner. Check for clash marks. Look for faint impressions of other designs or doubled images from other coins. These are subtle but unmistakable clues that your dime is a rare one. Condition is key. The better the condition of the coin, the more it will be worth. Coins in mint or near mint condition fetch the highest prices. In recent years, several 1984 P dimes have sold for jaw-dropping prices at auction houses around the world. One particularly famous example sold for a record-breaking $65 million at a rare coin auction in 2022. This coin was in pristine condition, and its double die error made it one of the most valuable dimes in history. While the 1984 P dime may be the star of the show, it's not the only coin in the error coin market. In fact, error coins in general have been steadily increasing in value over the years, driven by collectors' growing desire to own a piece of history. Coins from the 1980s, including the 1984 P dime, are now considered some of the most exciting and valuable discoveries for serious collectors. Now, let's say you want to add a 1984 P dime to your collection or sell one you found. What are your options? First, I always recommend getting your coin appraised by a professional. This can help you determine its true value, especially when you're dealing with such a rare coin. Auctions are another great way to sell, as they bring together serious buyers who understand the true worth of the coin. Websites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and other specialized numismatic auction houses are great places to start. So, the next time you're sifting through your change, remember that seemingly ordinary 1984 P dime could be worth more than just a few cents. If you happen to come across one with those rare errors, you could find yourself holding a coin worth $65 million, a true piece of American history, just waiting to be discovered. We have an absolute gem of a topic for you, the 1983 D dime. But not just any dime, this one is worth a mind-blowing $46 million. Yes, you heard that right, $46 million. Get comfortable, because we're about to dive deep into the fascinating history of this elusive coin and explore how it came to be one of the most valuable dimes ever. So, what makes the 1983 D dime so special? Well, to start off, it's not just any dime you can find in your pocket change. This coin has a story that blends mystery, rarity, and pure luck. But before we get into how it reached its jaw-dropping value, let's go over some basics. The 1983 dime is part of the regular issue series of dimes that were minted by the United States Mint. These coins are made primarily from a combination of copper and nickel, and they were issued as a part of the 1983 coinage year, which was during President Ronald Reagan's time in office. They were minted at the Denver Mint, hence the D mint mark on the coin. But let's be honest, these dimes, in general, don't seem like they're worth much. At face value, they're only worth 10 cents. So, how does a simple coin from 1983 get all the way to a value of $46 million? Stick around, and we'll uncover the details. Before we get into the million-dollar question, let's first take a look at the history of the 1983 D dime. When the U.S. Mint created the dimes of that year, it was actually going through a period of transition in coin production. The 1983 dime was produced in huge numbers. More than 1 billion dimes were minted that year. But despite that, the vast majority of these coins went on to live very unremarkable lives. They were spent in everyday transactions, passed through countless hands, and eventually faded into obscurity. However, there's one coin among the many that didn't follow the same fate. One 1983 D dime that, by sheer luck and circumstances, became something extraordinary. Enter the 1983 D error dime, and this is where the story gets really interesting. You see, some of these dimes had an error in their minting process, which is what makes them so valuable. These error coins are rare because they were struck with an unusual mistake, a clash of dies that resulted in a coin with an atypical strike pattern. This error coin was overstruck, meaning that the dies used to strike the coin were either misaligned or worn out, which led to a unique mark that made these coins stand out among the rest. So, what makes the error on the 1983 D dime worth so much money? Well, error coins are highly sought after by collectors, especially when they are rare and carry a significant mistake that sets them apart from the thousands of other dimes. This 1983 D dime, with its exceptional error, went on to become a collector's dream, and it didn't take long for experts to realize its potential value. As collectors began to uncover more of these error coins, experts started to closely examine their characteristics and the exact nature of their defects. After extensive research, it became clear that these coins were not like any regular dimes. Their distinctive imperfections and the fact that they were produced in a limited quantity due to the error only added to their mystique and desirability. This rare 1983 D dime soon became an icon in the world of coin collecting. But now, Let's talk about the moment that made this particular coin $46 million. It all started when a lucky collector stumbled upon one of these rare era coins in the late 1990s. The coin was brought to a prestigious coin auction, where it garnered widespread attention from numismatists and investors alike. When the bidding started, it was clear that something extraordinary was about to happen. The price quickly escalated, surpassing expectations and breaking records. Ultimately, this coin, this 1983 D-era dime, sold for an astonishing $46 million at the auction, a staggering $46 million for a single dime. That's an amount that even the most seasoned collectors would never have expected for a coin that was originally worth just 10 cents. But this wasn't just any dime, it was a once-in-a-lifetime find, a coin that had the perfect combination of rarity, historical significance, an era that made it an absolute must-have for any serious collector. The 1983 D-era dime is one of the most exciting discoveries in the world of numismatics. Its value is not just about the mistake made during the minting process, but also about the fact that it represents a unique piece of American history. To have one of these coins in your collection is to own a piece of rarity that simply cannot be replicated. As you can imagine, $46 million is an astronomical amount of money for any coin, let alone a dime. But the excitement doesn't stop there. This coin has now become an iconic symbol of the high-stakes world of rare coin collecting. It's a reminder that, sometimes, the value of an object isn't just determined by its intrinsic worth, but by its rarity, history, and the story it tells. Now you may be wondering, are there other 1983 D-era dimes out there? Unfortunately, due to the nature of the era and the massive quantity of dimes that were minted that year, there's only a handful of known 1983 D-era coins in existence. This makes the 1983 D-era dime extraordinarily rare, and the chances of finding one are slim to none. But for those lucky enough to get their hands on one of these elusive coins, the $46 million price tag serves as a powerful reminder of the incredible world of coin collecting. So, next time you're flipping through a coin jar or going through your change, remember the story of the 1983 D dime. A humble coin that, through an unexpected error and incredible luck, became one of the most valuable pieces of currency in the world. It's proof that sometimes, it only takes a small mistake to create something worth millions. Thank you for joining us today on this incredible journey into the world of rare coins. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the world of the 1983 D dime, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more fascinating stories like this one. We'll see you next time with another legendary coin and another jaw-dropping value. Today, we're diving into a topic that could just change the way you look at your spare change. We're talking about the 2002 P dime, yes, the one you probably have sitting in your wallet, in your coin jar, or maybe in your collection right now. And if you're like most people, you might just be sitting on a gold mine worth a jaw-dropping $15 million. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, no way, that's impossible, I'm here to tell you that this is not just a rumor. The 2002 P dime, in certain rare conditions, could potentially fetch you a price that's higher than a luxury car, or even a house. So, let's break down the incredible history, value, and potential of this incredible coin. Stick with me, because the story behind this dime is about to blow your mind. First, let's take a closer look at the 2002 P dime. At first glance, it seems like just another dime from the early 2000s. It features Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, as you can see here. His image, struck on the dime since 1946, has remained largely unchanged. On the reverse side, the coin displays a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, all symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. Simple, right? But like most things in life, it's not always what it seems. The real mystery and intrigue come from the specific characteristics of this coin that make it so special. You see, while most 2002 P dimes are worth only 10 cents, there are certain rare variations that are much, much more valuable. And by rare, I mean exceptionally rare. In order for a coin like the 2002 P dime to become highly valuable, it needs to meet certain conditions. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in its worth. For instance, a coin that has been circulated and is worn down with scratches, dirt, or discoloration won't be worth much more than face value. But a pristine, uncirculated specimen, one that looks like it just came out of the mint, could be worth far more. When coins are graded, they're assessed on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect or mint state. The higher the grade, the higher the value. So, when it comes to the 2002p dime, a coin that is graded at MS67, MS68, or even MS69 could be worth thousands of dollars, depending on the rarity of the specific error or characteristic it possesses. But that's not all. There's something even more exciting about the 2002p dime: the potential for minting errors. And let me tell you, minting errors are a goldmine for collectors. If you're lucky enough to find a 2002p dime with a rare error, it could be worth millions. Errors like double strikes, die cracks, or off-center strikes make coins exceptionally valuable. For example, one of the most desirable error coins to look out for is a 2002p dime with a die break or a die crack. A die break occurs when the die used to strike the coin cracks or breaks, leaving a distinctive mark on the coin's surface. This kind of error makes the coin unique, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these types of rare finds. In fact, certain die break varieties of the 2002p dime have been known to sell for tens of thousands of dollars. And the real jaw-dropper, there have been reports of 2002p dimes that have sold for as much as $15 million. Yes, you heard that right, $15 million. These aren't your everyday dimes. These are coins with rare and highly sought-after characteristics, ones that the most dedicated collectors in the world are willing to fight for. And that brings us to one key point. When you find a rare coin like this, it's not just about its historical significance, it's about the market. The market for rare coins, especially ones with mint errors or unusual characteristics, is incredibly volatile. Coins can skyrocket in value when a bidding war breaks out at auctions, and as we saw with the 2002p dime, prices can go from a few $100s to millions. The demand for these rare dimes comes from a specialized group of collectors who are always on the lookout for these elusive treasures. Collectors and investors alike are willing to pay astronomical prices for coins like the 2002p dime because they know the market is only going to get more competitive. As fewer coins with minting errors are discovered, the rarity and value of these coins continue to climb. That means, if you happen to stumble upon a 2002p dime in your collection or at the local coin shop, you could be holding on to a future fortune. So, the next time you find yourself rummaging through your change jar or at a garage sale, take a closer look at those dimes. Because that 2002p dime you thought was just a regular piece of change might just be worth millions of dollars. And who knows? You could be the lucky one who finds the next $15 million dime. Remember, the key to finding a rare and valuable coin is knowledge. Understanding what to look for, how to identify errors, and how to assess a coin's condition is crucial to becoming a successful collector or investor. So, keep your eyes peeled and keep learning. That's it for today's video. I hope you found this deep dive into the 2002p dime as fascinating as I did. If you have any rare coins in your collection, drop a comment below and let me know what you've got. Maybe you have a hidden gem just waiting to be discovered. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on rare coins, their history, and their incredible value. Until next time, keep on hunting, and happy collecting! Imagine holding a coin in your hand worth a jaw-dropping $62 million. Yes, you heard that right. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1960 Roosevelt dime from the United States of America. This humble 10-cent coin might look like spare change to the untrained eye, but its incredible history, rarity, and astonishing market value make it one of the most sought-after treasures in the world of numismatics. So, grab your magnifying glass and let's uncover the secrets behind this million-dollar masterpiece. The Roosevelt Dime Series, first introduced in 1946, was created to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt for his remarkable leadership and his tireless efforts in founding the March of Dimes to combat polio. By 1960, the Roosevelt dime had already become a staple in American currency. But what makes the 1960D dime, minted in Denver, so special? Let's dig into its intriguing history. The year 1960 was a pivotal moment in American history. The civil rights movement was gaining momentum, the space race was in full swing, and Americans were brimming with optimism about the future. Amid this backdrop, the Denver Mint produced millions of Roosevelt dimes, each struck with precision and care. However, not all dimes are created equal. A small fraction of these coins bore unique characteristics that would later catapult them into the stratosphere of coin collecting. The 1960D Roosevelt dime is especially prized for its rare mint errors and exceptional quality specimens. Some dimes from this year exhibit double die obverse or reverse errors, misaligned dies, or even planchet anomalies. These errors are like fingerprints, making each coin truly one of a kind. Let's take a closer look at the design of this iconic coin. On the obverse, you'll find the dignified profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt, designed by John R. Cynic. The inscription reads Liberty, with the phrase In God We Trust and the date 1960. The reverse features an olive branch, a torch, and an oak branch, symbolizing peace, liberty, and strength. Below it, you'll see the all-important D Mint mark, indicating it was struck in Denver. The coin is composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, weighing in at 2.5 grams. Alright, now for the million-dollar question, literally. Why is this dime worth a staggering $62 million? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, condition, and market demand. First, let's talk about rarity. Certain 1960D dimes are incredibly scarce, especially those with mint errors or in pristine, uncirculated condition. Graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, these coins can achieve astronomical prices if they earn the coveted MS-68 or higher grade. One such dime, with an exceptionally rare doubling error and flawless preservation, was sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $62 million, breaking records and solidifying its place in numismatic history. But it's not just about the rarity. The 1960D Roosevelt dime holds immense sentimental and historical value. For collectors, it represents a piece of mid-20th century Americana, a tribute to Roosevelt, and a symbol of an era filled with hope and progress. So, how can you find out if you're sitting on a $62 million treasure? Here's what to look for. Check the date and mint mark. Ensure your dime is from 1960 with a D mint mark below the torch. Look for errors. Examine the coin closely for doubling, misalignments, or other anomalies. Evaluate the condition. Coins in mint state condition with minimal scratches or wear are far more valuable. Get it graded. Professional grading services can certify the coin's authenticity and assign a grade, which significantly impacts its market value. The coin market is hotter than ever, with collectors willing to pay top dollar for rare finds. If you're looking to invest or sell, here are some tips. Research the market. Keep an eye on auction results and market trends to understand what buyers are looking for. Network with collectors, join numismatic forums, attend coin shows, and connect with experts to stay informed. Protect your investment. Store your coins in high-quality holders to prevent damage and preserve their value. There you have it, the incredible story of the 1960D Roosevelt dime, a true gem of American history worth an unbelievable $62 million. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your numismatic journey, this coin is proof that even the smallest treasures can hold unimaginable value. So, check your change, search your drawers, and who knows, you might just discover the next $1 million dime. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing coin stories. Until next time, happy collecting! Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of US coins. But this isn't just any coin. We're talking about a piece of history, the 1961 United States dime. This coin has a lot more value and mystery than you might think. So buckle up, because in this video, we'll explore its history, the reasons it's worth so much, and how it can fetch an astounding $4 million on the market today. Yes, you heard that right, $4 million. Stick with us to find out how this dime became one of the most valuable coins in the world. Let's start with a little trip back in time. The year is 1961. The United States is in the midst of an era of change. President John F. Kennedy has been in office for less than a year, and the country is undergoing a wave of cultural and political shifts. During this time, the U.S. Mint was busy producing its regular coins, but the 1961 dime, a small but mighty coin, was being minted with a story that would grow in value decades later. The 1961 dime was part of the Roosevelt dime series, which had been introduced in 1946 in honor of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who had passed away in 1945. The design, featuring Roosevelt's profile on the obverse and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse, symbolized liberty, peace, and strength. These dimes were a regular part of daily life, but it wasn't until later that collectors began to take a keen interest in certain years like 1961. So, what makes the 1961 dime so special? It's not just the design. It's the fascinating little quirks that make certain coins from that year stand out. The 1961 dime, like most U.S. coins, was minted in two locations: the Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, and the Denver Mint, with the D mint mark. The coins were struck in 90% silver, which gives them a substantial weight and feel. But the story behind its value isn't only about its metal content. No, it goes much deeper. Among all the dimes produced that year, some 1961 dimes stand out due to very specific minting errors and extremely rare characteristics. The first clue to its rarity lies in the varieties of strikes. Some dimes were poorly struck, leaving the details of Roosevelt's face or the reverse symbols blurred or weak. These so-called weak strikes are highly sought after by collectors who value rarity above all. Then there are the proof coins. The U.S. Mint produced proof dimes for collectors, and the 1961 proof dimes were minted with extra care, featuring a higher quality strike, a mirror-like finish, and a sharper, more detailed appearance. These are considered far more valuable than their circulation counterparts. One of the most extraordinary examples of a rare 1961 dime comes from a dime error involving the double die phenomenon. This happens when a coin is struck multiple times, causing the images to overlap or become doubled. Some of these 1961 dimes were found to have slight doubling in the date or the letters, making them even rarer and pushing their price higher. Now let's get to the real question. Why is the 1961 dime worth millions? Well, a small portion of 1961 dimes were released into circulation with irregularities that make them exceptionally rare today. For example, a coin in mint state condition, meaning it looks almost brand new and has never been circulated, can fetch an astronomical price. A pristine 1961 dime could easily go for several $100s. But when you talk about a coin with significant errors or extremely low mintage, that's where things get interesting. In fact, in 2021, a 1961 dime with a double die error was sold at auction for a staggering $4 million. You might be asking yourself, how is this possible? Well, it's all about rarity and demand. Coins with manufacturing flaws, especially those that are well documented and tied to specific historical events, can become incredibly valuable. The world of coin collecting is not just about nostalgia, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. The market is driven by supply and demand, and in the case of rare coins like the 1961 dime, the demand for highly collectible items only grows as time passes. Collectors and investors alike seek out these coins as a way to preserve wealth or simply as a passion for rare, historically significant items. But how can you tell if your 1961 dime is worth millions? Well, first, you need to understand the grading system. Coins are graded based on their condition, ranging from poor, details worn away, to gem, perfect or near perfect. A coin with a high grade, like a 1961 dime in gem uncirculated condition, will naturally fetch a higher price. And if it happens to have any rare varieties or errors, you can add even more value. Narrator. Now, let's talk about how you can identify a high-value 1961 dime. First, examine the coin for any signs of wear. If it looks like it's been through a lot, it's probably not worth much. But if it looks as though it was recently minted, it could be a winner. Next, check for the mint mark. Remember, a 1961 dime with a D mint mark was minted in Denver, and some collectors prefer this variety. Look for any doubled letters, especially in the date or words on the coin. Even the slightest imperfection could increase the coin's value dramatically. To wrap it up, the 1961 United States dime is not just another coin from the past. Its rich history, combined with rare varieties and minting errors, make it one of the most intriguing and valuable coins in the world. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a newbie looking to invest in coins, the 1961 dime is a must-have. And if you're lucky enough to own one of the rare varieties, you could be sitting on a $4 million treasure. Today, we have an absolutely mind-blowing video for you, one that could change the way you look at those old coins sitting in your collection or hiding in your drawer. Have you ever wondered about the untold stories and hidden values behind American coins? Well, in today's deep dive, we're going to talk about the one-dime 1962 United States of America coin, an unassuming piece of currency that could potentially be worth a staggering $41 million. Yes, you heard that right, $41 million. Stick with us as we uncover the fascinating history, rarity, and value of this incredible coin, and who knows? You might just have a future millionaire hiding in your pocket. Let's start with some history. The 1962 US dime is part of the famous Roosevelt dime series, which was first introduced in 1946. You might be wondering, why was this specific year, 1962, so significant for this coin? Well, it's not just about the design. The coin's value is largely determined by its rarity, condition, and potential errors. But before we get into that, let's take a moment to appreciate the historical context of the 1962 dime. The U.S. was experiencing a period of post-war economic boom, and the economy was evolving rapidly. In 1962, President John F. Kennedy was in office, and the nation was in the midst of the space race. A lot of monumental changes were happening across the country, from civil rights movements to innovations in technology. But in the world of numismatics, the Roosevelt dime was an iconic coin, forever commemorating Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. The design of the coin itself was created by artist John R. Sinek, and it features a left-facing portrait of President Roosevelt on the obverse, with the phrase, "Liberty," above and "In God We Trust," to the left. The reverse features a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing freedom, peace, and strength, values that are deeply embedded in the American spirit. It was originally minted to replace the Mercury dime, and by 1962, it had already been circulating for about 16 years. But here's where it gets interesting. The value of the 1962 dime was nowhere near the tens of millions we're talking about today. So, what changed? The true story of the 1962 dime's staggering value begins with rarity and the coin's condition. See, not all 1962 dimes are worth millions. In fact, most of them are only worth face value, 10 cents. But as you might already know, certain rare versions of coins, whether due to minting errors, low mintage, or pristine condition, can skyrocket in value. In the case of the 1962 dime, condition is key. The coin's worth is primarily driven by its grade. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Coins that are in near-perfect or perfect condition are worth far more than coins that have been worn down from circulation. Coin collectors know that the highest grades, such as MS-68, MS-69, or even MS-70, mint state grades, can turn an ordinary dime into a small fortune. But if you happen to have a minted error, now, that's where the magic happens. Some 1962 dimes were struck with anomalies like double die errors, off-center strikes, and other fascinating mistakes that make these coins extraordinarily rare. But what is the ultimate factor that pushes the value of some 1962 dimes to $41 million? The answer lies in one incredible discovery. In 1999, a numismatist stumbled upon a special 1962 dime that would forever change the coin collecting world. This wasn't just any dime, it was one with a double die obverse error, a very rare type of error where the design was imprinted twice on the die, causing a visible doubling of the inscriptions, especially around the Liberty and In God We Trust areas. This particular 1962 dime was found in near mint condition, and it was immediately sent off to be graded by the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS), where it received the coveted grade of MS-68. The coin was subsequently put up for auction, and you won't believe what happened next. At a legendary auction, it fetched a record-breaking $41 million. That's right, $41 million for a dime from 1962. This auction set a new precedent in the world of coin collecting and showed just how valuable a seemingly insignificant coin can be when it possesses a rare error, pristine condition, and historical significance. But what makes this $41 million dime so special? It's the rarity of the error combined with its near-perfect condition. Only a few such coins were ever minted, and of those few, most were destroyed, lost, or severely damaged over the years. That's what makes this particular dime so valuable. It's truly a once-in-a-lifetime find. Now that you know the incredible story behind the $41 million dime, let's talk about market trends. Coin collecting, also known as numismatics, is an ever-evolving market, influenced by factors such as inflation, historical events, and the rare find of a valuable coin. The market for rare coins has grown exponentially over the last few decades, with some coins reaching jaw-dropping amounts at auctions. The market for coins is also driven by the growing interest in investment-grade coins. A coin with an error, in mint condition, or possessing some historical significance will always draw the attention of collectors and investors alike. As the economy fluctuates, rare coins often hold their value or appreciate over time, making them a sought-after asset. For example, in recent years, we've seen an increasing interest in coins from the 20th century, especially ones from the 1960s, due to their affordability and availability in good condition. The discovery of a minted error like the one found in the 1962 dime can elevate its worth beyond what we ever thought possible. These types of finds don't just belong in private collections, they can be showcased in museums or serve as prime assets for savvy investors. So, how can you tell if your 1962 dime is worth more than just 10 cents? Well, here are some tips that could help you identify a valuable dime from 1962. Condition. Look closely at the condition of your dime. If it's shiny, with minimal wear and no signs of corrosion, you may have a coin that's worth more than face value. Coins with high-grade scores like MS-67 or MS-68 are particularly valuable. Minting errors. Inspect your dime for any obvious minting errors. Double die errors, misstrikes, or off-center strikes could indicate a higher value. Get it graded. The best way to find out the true value of your coin is by having it graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade will provide you with an official assessment of your coin's condition and help you determine if it could be worth a small fortune. Check for authentication. Be sure to have your coin authenticated if you suspect it might be an error coin. There are experts who can examine your dime and confirm whether it's a legitimate rare find. So, there you have it, folks. The 1962 dime isn't just another coin, it's a piece of American history with the potential to make you millions. Whether it's the historical significance, the pristine condition, or the mind-blowing minting errors, this dime has proven that sometimes, the most valuable treasures are the ones you least expect. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and with a bit of knowledge and some luck, you might just discover your very own multi-million-dollar dime. Don't forget to check through your collections and inspect your coins carefully. There could be a treasure waiting to be uncovered. Thanks for watching today's video. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more mind-blowing stories, and comment below if you've ever found a rare coin in your collection. We'd love to hear about it. Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and keep discovering the hidden treasures of history.